Okay.
Welcome to the 2015 award show.
And welcome to 2016, actually.
Right. Usually we do this show Hanukkah time. We chose to go a little bit later. And
I want to pause it for a second. Welcome to the only award show that ever took place in the 2015 season across all of softball.
Interesting. Okay. As we congratulate, most people knew, the MVP of the 2015 season.
He's actually rehabbing.
Yes.
I actually watched him rehab in a mini combine, so to speak.
He's running the tires.
Doing the drills.
Doing side drills. He's looking much better.
We're obviously talking about Michael Cohen, Refuah Shlema.
That's right. Congratulations, Mike.
Full strength for coming the next season.
So he well-deservedly won the MVP. The only thing he was short of winning was the championship this year.
Right, but let's tie into what else he won. It was a little bit of an argument, a little bit of a controversy, but based on percentages, literally by a fraction, Michael Cohen also won the batting title, and he beat out Jimmy Malach, who also deserved it in a big way, but unfortunately...
perennial great hitter in the league, year in and year out, but Michael edged it off.
Based on at-bats, etc., and a lot of committee members talking, that's bottom line, Michael won it.
So Michael got the MVP, as we said. He was a standing member in the World Series, but didn't come through with the win.
Well, he wasn't standing in the World Series.
Well, all right, he got hurt. It was a nasty injury, but like we said, he's rehabbing. In the batting title, like we mentioned again, Michael Cohen, congratulations on an amazing season. Looking forward to see how
And we'll also
do.
see if he actually won the Gold Glove in center. We're not there yet. We'll also congratulate Aaron Dweck, also a part of the losing World Series team. He won the Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Aaron also well-deserved. I think he led the league with RBIs in 18 in his rookie season.
Unbelievable. I mean, he was in his close second place to an actual World Series winner, Sonny Braha, who came along, I would say, more in the playoffs.
Yeah, he had a hard start to his rookie campaign,
which I think hurt his Rookie of the Year chances.
And then all of a sudden he became a very lockdown left fielder in the league, and he became very relied upon, and then he became actually a pretty good hitter.
Right, in the postseason he came through when it mattered. But Rookie of the Year did the nod went in the regular season to Aaron Dweck.
Aaron Dweck, congratulations.
With
also,
crazy amount of RBIs, as you said.
Mabruk also, he got married in the summer, at the end of the summer after the World Series. Mabruk on that, and Shana Rishona.
Okay, beautiful. And now, going on, and that's everything we announced already.
Now let's get into the Gold Gloves, where you've all been waiting for.
Starting at the catcher position.
So, yeah, you want to start off at catcher?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Catching position, a few nominees going down, whether it was Joey Sutton, Joe Sutt, better known as Joe Sutt, as we said. And there was a couple of other guys. We're not going to mention it. The winner is?
Winner of the well-deserved 2015 Gold Glove catcher is Joe Sutt.
He was on a train wreck of a team.
Yeah, it was one. Let's just back it up a bit. That team was just from the get-go.
Disarray.
It wasn't a great team, and with all of that chaos going on with the pitcher, Jimmy, the experiment in the beginning, and moving him around. Through all that, the constant at least was Joe Sutt at catcher. Did a hell of a job.
He actually
well-deserved.
Probably made, not to only make him win the catcher, it was one play, probably one of the more famous highlights of the season, where he tagged two people coming running into home.
That was one of the signature pictures of the year. Yeah, tremendous.
Yeah, great play, just as one play, but he controlled the pitching.
Well-deserved. And you know what? He also controls a lot more. He controls the entire infield, and that attributes to this award as well.
He lets them all know positioning, how many outs there are, which base they should go.
Right, so that's catcher, Joe Sutt.
Congratulations.
Now let's get on to it's a pretty tough position. We're going to go into first base. So
first base, jumping to first. Okay.
Yeah, first base. There's a bunch of pretty good first basemen. People think they're better than they actually are, but people are good first basemen, and we have a few good candidates.
Interesting. Usually, this isn't even a question because David Towell, DT, has been at first base. He moved to a different position, which gave the opening to a couple of nominees. There was a couple of guys playing well, like Sammy said. I don't know if all of them played unbelievable, but well. From veterans that have been around for quite some time.
It's funny.
Now.
We actually had Maurice Haber step in at first base.
Yes, so Maurice
he did a very strong job. I'm going to give him a nomination.
Okay, Michael Solomon has been there forever.
Mike, he's the scoop king. I wish he would be a little better on
agility,
pop-ups and agility, but he's also all around one of the stronger first basemen.
Big guy.
And then we have one of the younger first basemen who actually made the transition last year and did it admirably, and that was David Harari.
Right, David
so
Harari.
Those are our three nominations, and Max, the honor is yours.
You could tell me. Oh no, the other one we had was Jack Box Dayan. I'm gonna tell you, he didn't win, but he did get very strong, a strong nominee, a strong runner-up.
As the year went along, he actually got really good at the scoop.
He really got good.
Well, either way, with all the nominees, it's a very tough call. This is one of the harder decisions, but we're gonna give it to David Harari.
David Harari, congratulations.
So, for one reason only, because David, aside from becoming really good at this scoop, I think he goes after the pop-up better than everyone on this list.
It's basically his youth that got him this thing.
I would say, again, when it comes to scooping and scooping alone, I give that to Saban. When it comes to keeping a team in the game at first base, I give that to Maurice. But total package attribute-wise, David Harari, where he is, where he's going, and actually based on merit of this past year, not just everything else of his career, I think he deserved first base.
Congratulations, Dave. On to second base, which we're going to have a little bit, I'm not going to call it an upset, but a change of change of direction.
We'll call it a passing of the torch. And it's funny,
it's great.
Because it's not only passing of the torch, it's actually a family member passing the torch.
The three nominees, we gave Jonathan Frisia a nomination because he played a great second base.
Yeah, Frisia was good. Also, he started out shaky, but he got really strong.
He got good. And then the perennial, every year, I think, won Gold Glove in many leagues, including ours, for years and years.
Is Isaac Norwood Dweck. He
right.
positions himself everywhere. He's where he needs to be. He does the heady things. He'll do the dirty things. He'll do whatever it needs to be just to get the job done. But you know what? Like we said, it's time to pass the torch. And we said his name before. He's always winning it at first base. But this kid, I'm telling you, is the best defender wherever you put him. I've seen him in left field.
It's incredible.
I've seen him at second. I've seen him at first. Everywhere but the left side of the infield, obviously. But DT also in first year marriage. Congratulations!
Hey,
add this to your
David Towel Gold
notch
Glove
of the belt.
second.
Another
Again,
Gold Glove.
It's not common to see a second baseman as a lefty, but you could see in the postseason, in the regular season, going back, getting interesting pop-ups, covering balls.
DT is damn good at second, and you know what? No one could argue. It's inarguable that he wins it, even over Uncle Norwood.
Norwood. Like Sammy said, you passed the torch.
This is another position where we had a tough decision to make. We're going to go to third base.
A couple of guys played well, but hands down, the winner went to his rookie year.
Let's mention it a bit. We had Schwecke played a really good third base. Ricky. He had a few shaky weeks, but the 4 weeks where he was strong, he was like super strong.
It was lights out, like Greg Nettles.
Seriously. And then we had guys like, I think Benny Rishti played a pretty good third base.
He held strong at the end.
The bottom line, the winner at third base all year, and he actually was one of the reasons his team went to the World Series, because of his strong play at third base, and it was also a great trade by his captain to acquire him mid-season. Was Mo Harari.
Right, Mo
Harari. So Froggy, everyone thinks, oh yeah, he's good. No, he was great.
He played a great third. I think he may even be able to transition into shortstop as
I think personally, if you said that, I think he should stick at third base and be one of the better third basemen, because the older third basemen are getting a little long in the tooth, and they're not as young as they used to be, and that position's a dying breed. I think he could
tell you what, Mo did great. He's got an unbelievable strong arm, and for the most part, it was extremely accurate the entire year.
Right. So
he played great.
One of his bugaboos, one of the things that's really tough for him, at least in previous leagues, is the accuracy of his arm. But you know what?
He was great.
He kept his arm strong. He never made. I think he only 1 or 2 overthrows of the year.
I think it helped. He was on a team that meshed well with his personality.
And he bought in.
He was comfortable with them.
He was drinking the Balbino Kool-Aid. But yeah.
As his lefty bat, he came through in big spots too, but we're talking Gold Glove.
Right, and he well deserved. And then
shortstop.
Yeah, shortstop. This is a very talked about position. Who is your starting shortstop? Who is your starting center fielder? But shortstop this year, we have some young and
all three of them that we have ran down are very young.
Yeah, but overall, you think of who's the shortstop.
Right.
So now, shortstop's nominees are.
And the left shots, ABJ Franco.
ABJ was strong.
He was strong. He's played short in this league in the past, and he was maybe, I would say, average. He's not going to kill you there, but he was average.
No, this year he was very good.
His arm is maybe a little bit weaker than the average, but he made a lot of great plays.
I witnessed myself, you were not there that night, he made one of the craziest over-the-shoulder diving catches I've ever seen in my life.
He made quite some nice...
he made an impact at short.
Yeah, he did a good job at shortstop
Next
this year.
nominee is a rookie at shortstop, but he's not a rookie to the league. Perennial overall good player was Shimmy Cohen.
Held his own. He you know what? I'm not going to say he took one for the team, because I think he enjoyed playing short.
He was good.
And said he loves it, but when they picked him, they put him at shortstop.
Right.
Being at shortstop, getting a team to the World Series means you held your own.
While we're talking World Series, the other shortstop that actually is the winner of this award goes to
Jordy Ramel.
Jordy Ramel. Jordy, there's a lot. I'll call Jordy one word. He's polarizing. And that's not a good or a bad thing. That's just what he is. He's a very talked about topic.
He's a high pick.
He had a great year defensively at short, and he well deserved. And I think he's an integral part of our league, and well deserved.
Great job, Jordy. Congratulations on your win. Jumping into the other SS, short center field.
Right.
The winner on this one went hands down. It's also because of he's just an athletic kid.
No, the kid's good.
He's another guy I think that could play any outfield position.
Right.
And probably play a great second base as well. I think I've seen him play a great second base in other leagues.
He's just a good athlete, and he has a propensity of coming through in a big spot, defensively and offensively.
You want the ball hit to him in the right spot. Jakey Haber, congratulations.
So he did a great job. He edged out Sammy Esses slightly. Yes. Sammy did a great job also with that World Series team, but Haber hands down wins that one.
Jakey going back on pop-ups, he goes back. It's great, but he's got a strong arm, turns double play.
Now,
so, Jakey, congratulations.
Let's actually get to the actual outfield.
There we go, left field. We'll start left field.
Yeah, so left field, we'll start off with someone that did a really admirable job. Young kid, dynamic bat, but he surprises people with his defense. He actually played center a little bit, but his home is in left field, and that's Joe Greenberg.
Joe Greenberg, he played great. People just know him as his pink socks, and they forget about his ability. And he's only getting better. He's like 21 years old.
He's a kid, and he's really good.
People think he's older than that. So he goes a nomination, but the winner this year in left field really played unbelievable in left field.
Again, I know we're not talking offense here, but it helps when he's up there in top 5 categories and offensively, but also defensively. You'll say, hands down, best left fielder we have right now.
Leo Picciotto.
Leo Picciotto. Unbelievable.
Played really. He made quite a nice amount of web gem plays.
No, Leo was great.
And
flat
he always, even when his knee wasn't 100%, always has a great arm.
The Legends of the Fall, there was a stretch of 3 weeks where he was the difference maker defensively on that team, and that's speaking a lot when you have Ali and etc. on that team. And he
really stood out in left field. He was clearly, I think, their best defender this year.
Now we were alluding to this before, but center field also some strong nominations.
So we had 2 nominations.
Well, really 3. We'll start with the third. We'll say Natan did a really good job. I'll give him an honorable mention. But the top 2 really were Ali Marshall.
Ali, we know. Ali was roughing through some nagging groin.
No, more than nagging. Let's actually say it as it is. Ali, this year, ton of wear and tear. He pulled some muscles, and he fought through it.
I don't know if it's age.
I don't think it's age. I think it was an injury-plagued season.
Just injury-plagued season. Okay, he still hit great, but he wasn't exactly himself out there at all times.
And which is the reason why we're going to have to give it to Michael Cohen.
Well, I don't want to make it sound like Michael gets it by default.
No, Michael was flat out amazing.
Michael was incredible, coming in on pop-ups. And talk about good arm, noting one of the best plays in M&S history this year.
That was in the semis.
In the semis, he threw a ball from the gate to get a guy at the plate to save a game.
He threw a peak, but that's not even the point, because the regular season alone, he was just
played great.
All around, flat out.
Incredible center field.
Which really, aside for him not winning the World Series, he swept every award possible.
He was incredible this year.
He had, I think, his coming-of-age season in any league, where he finally put it all together. I think it helps of the scenario and the situation.
He was in the right. He was with his boys. And like we mentioned, we hope his rehab goes 100% so we can continue soaring higher and higher.
Right, and now right field, we have 2 more positions, and we have pitcher. So right field, it's also a little interesting of a nominations, because one of them, Elliot Mann, was
playing left, some right.
To right, but when he was in right, he made an impact in right.
Yes, I think when that team picked up Ike Chazanov in left, Elliot went to right, and that was his home, and it did help that team.
Right, they actually had a really good stretch where they were in playoff contention.
Elliott was a big part of it, having Billy Miz in center, Elliott in right, and Chaz in left. So Elliott was a nominee, but the winner.
And I feel every year he wins it. And every year people take him for granted in the draft, and every year he ends up winning best defensive right fielder.
And the people that don't have him on their team, that year that they have him, they always say, "Oh, he's in right field." And then after you have him for 4 or 5 weeks...
They kick themselves for not taking him.
Right. They go, "Oh, we should have had him. This guy's really good player."
Right, and that's Sam Lavin, the laundromat.
Hitting, does he always hit? I don't even remember. But like we said, this is a Gold Glove award.
No, it's nothing to do with hitting. He was just, he's a great right fielder.
He's in the right spot at the right time. He comes in, makes some strong diving catches in big spots all the time.
And now, let's finish off that pitcher.
Pitcher was an interesting one. In the past, the two winning pitchers, Gold Glove wise, was Rob
Solomon, Ike Mavora. Those are two great pitchers.
And
but
here.
This year, Rob had an unfortunate injury, and Ike was picked to play outfield.
Right.
So both of them are not nominated. So now we had a few of them up here. We had Ralph Hannon up there.
Ralph Hannon is a big guy on the mound.
No, he makes all the stops.
The
but I feel like, and not only me, it's unanimous. And if you haven't seen him, it makes sense because he's a name that you really never heard of yet.
He was literally a cat on the mound.
No, he's amazing. He's a great defender on the bump, and that's Eddie Nissim.
Eddie Nissim from Club Going Up. It's his rookie year pitching, and I could only see this kid becoming better and better as a pitcher. Other captains, as the year went on, kept saying, "Wow, this kid could pitch."
But defensively,
defensively,
he was great.
Their team played 4 across most of the year,
which made him cover up the middle.
And he covered up the middle, and I watched him snag ball after ball, line drive. He was great, throwing to first base, always on the money. He was a heads-up, well-deserved Gold Glove winner.
So now we actually have to give the Cy Young.
The Cy Young, that's correct. We didn't give out
So
Cy Young.
yeah, the Cy Young, which is pretty important here. We were going through numbers, and Freddie Hittery had a nice year. Which you like? Really? Yeah, he did.
That's right. Mark Cohen. Strikeouts
he
by landslide.
Also led the league in walks and meltdowns. And then you look at it. Bottom line, it's really tough not to give it, and also really well deserved. Is
World Series winning,
ERA winning. He won the ERA title, and his ERA was a 3.32 ERA.
Correct. That's what 70 innings
in a shade under 70 innings. 69.2. 12 strikeouts to boot. Also not talking about his hitting, but in general, we're talking about Ralph Hannon.
Ralph Hannon, congratulations. It's his first time winning the Cy Young in our league.
Right.
It's his second or third time pitching.
And it's his first time winning Cy Young in any league. So
that's correct. Congratulations,
Ralph. Congrats on winning the Cy Young. And then we'll wrap it up with something we never done before. We're talking about the Sportsmanship Award.
And that's actually a very important award.
So we're still not sure who we're going to be naming the Sportsmanship Award. Usually named it after a former player who had the best sportsmanship, and you name it after that guy, but we don't have any of those.
Unfortunately.
Because our league really doesn't promote such good sportsmanship.
But we had a couple of nominees that were really, really good, and we do have the winner. Number 1, Billy Miz is always a good teammate.
Billy, he's a constant. He's a guy you always want on your team. He won't throw nobody under the bus. He's a great, as we call it, locker room guy. Also happens to be a really good player. But I feel, it's funny, I feel like his sportsmanship overshades his good play.
I hear that. So people know that he's a good guy.
Right, so Billy Miz will be the first nomination.
Number 2 is another great ball player. Another one, like we said, transferred this year to a different position. Shimmy Cohen.
Right, Shimmy, we mentioned before, he was nominated for
all-star player.
For short.
Right.
He's also a nominee.
He's a nominee.
Another one we have
was a newbie for the league.
Right.
Was David Catton.
Right, Catton. Also one of those guys. There's so many to choose from. We have guys. Even ABJ Franco deserves to be nominated. Right. Unbelievable. Had always a positive, upbeat attitude.
The winner we chose was for a big reason. I don't want to say it's because of his age, but he was the type of guy, and this year the
you
team
could
that
say
he played
age, because age plays a big part of being a leader.
Right.
And age plays a big part of keeping everything on the upswing and positive.
So grabbing the bull by its horns. He had a team this year of a lot of young players on the left sharps.
And he was actually put in position to be this guy, and he actually, like you
came
said,
through.
he actually took this role, and he soared with it.
Freddie Hittery was a great captain, but it was good to have an older guy help him out and
help
lead it.
And the winner is Joey Levy.
Yes, lefty Joey Levy.
He's always a guy, and you can rely on him in the outfield. You're never going to get hurt with him. He'll always draw a really big walk in a big spot.
Fast
also gets a
guy.
nice hit up the middle. But sportsmanship wise, inarguable. I think
kept his team.
He wins this award.
Yes, he helped them. He kept the team, letting him know the situation all the time in a nice way.
I think that's everything.
I think that is everything.
Next time we'll see you, it will be a pre-draft scouting report show, which everyone loves to watch because everyone loves to hear their name. And
looking forward. I can't wait.
It's only a few months away right now.
January 28th.
The 28th of January 2016. We're a few months away from pitchers and catchers.
There is snow on the ground. It's
but,
not a great feeling.
All we need is one nice day of 65 degrees and it's all melted, and then we're all playing.
Before you know
we're all swinging a bat, looking forward. So
before you know, can't wait.
Everyone have a wonderful rest of your off season, and hope this finds you well, and watch it over and over again. Thank you.
Stay healthy, enjoy yourself. Congratulations, guys. Not long.